This is a follow-up of the video of what happens if your neighbor's tree falls on your property. We got a lot of interaction and a lot of views on that and a lot of questions. Some questions came up were really good ones, and I'm going to answer the ones now because if it's a live tree, like we said, the neighbor's not liable. You're probably going to pay for your own stuff because the neighbor has to be negligent in order to have their liability kick in. Good neighbors sometimes just agree to pay for the damages, and that's what I did in one case. I paid for my neighbor's fence, even though I didn't legally have to, but it was a reasonable amount of money, so I just took care of it to be a good neighbor. But if it gets into tens of thousands of dollars of damages, you might not have that capability, and therefore they'd have to just report it to their insurance company. But some of the great questions we had, if basically, like this one Kathy asked, what if the tree is dead and you have notified the neighbor that you're concerned about this dead tree falling on your house? That's one case where you could probably establish negligence on your neighbor's part because you notified them it was dead. They're choosing to do nothing about it over a period of time, so they have a reasonable time to get rid of it, and they did nothing about it, and then a storm comes and knocks it on your property. You could have a case against them for liability. You still have to go through and be proven that they were negligent because it's not automatic to have their insurance, homeowners insurance liability, pay for it or have them pay out of pocket if they don't want to involve their insurance company. Now, some cases what happens is your insurance company pays for it. If it's enough damage, then they'll go after the negligent party. If they can prove that the neighbor was negligent, then they're going to go after them. But again, for subrogation, sometimes it has to be larger claims. If it's only $1,500, they might not want to spend the time or expense to go after the neighbor, unfortunately. But so that case, if it is dead, it's disease, dead, or dangerous, and they know about it or should have known about it, reasonably known about it, they could be held liable, and therefore their liability could pay for it, or they'd have to pay for your damages. So the tree falling down is always a tricky situation. So it's never really cut or dry. It varies by the situation, the storm, the health of the tree. You also got your local regulations, and you got your municipalities with their different rules. You got HOAs with the rules that they got to go by. So it's and different legal reforms in different states that judge it. So when we speak about these things, it's in generalities. It's not going to be 100% right for each person in every corner of the United States of America. So that's how it works, unfortunately. And believe it or not, like I said in the last video to some people when they asked me about, it's not fair. It's their tree. They should have to pay for it if it damages my property. But sometimes in this world, believe it or not, things happen and nobody's really to blame or at fault. It does happen. Not everything that happens is somebody's fault. Now, the attorneys on TV and then the things you see everywhere on the billboards and all might make you think differently. But there are times when things happen where simply it's nobody's fault and we got to take care of our own damages and our own property. So this is Jerry Nicklow, Real Insurance Talk with Huff Insurance. Give us a follow, give us a like. And if you have any more questions or about insurance, please let us know. But happy to try to answer any of your questions.